Hey guys, welcome to another review, and today I got Kingdom Galvatron, so let's get him out the way and look at the box. It's your standard, typical Kingdom box. Got Galvatron on the side here, Galvatron in his turret mode, you got the artwork on this side. On the back of the box you just have more Galvatron and his matrix, and then his lovely face. And on the bottom you don't have much, and on the top you just have the Decepticon symbol. So yeah, that's about it for the box. Here is Kingdom Leader Class Galvatron in his cannon mode, and I think it looks really good. I think it's very faithful to what he was in G1, so it looks nice. It's a very solid looking purple and gray cannon. As far as kibble management goes, I mean, it's all kibble. You can't really, like, it looks like he's very kibbly. Yes, because it's just how it is. But you can tell that these are the legs, these are the arms, his chest is right there. His head's hidden, though, so not that any of this bothers me, but just saying. But as far as his cannon mode go, he looks very nice, very clean in my opinion. So I love all the detail that's on him. As far as accessories go, you do get 3. You get 2 of these guns, which are just the ship that he had from the '86 movie. I personally don't care for these. I just throw them back in the box and throw them in the closet. I really don't care for these at all. But you do get 2 of them, and you can take them and kind of tab them together to form kind of like a, I imagine this as like a railgun, but that's just me. Again, I think this is kind of stupid, but that's just me. And of course, for the other accessory, well, besides the fusion cannon, you get the matrix on a chain. So here's the chain, it's just a soft plastic solid chain, and of course you get the matrix, which is the same matrix of leadership you get with every other Earthrise Prime or Studio Series Hot Rod or anybody else. So it's the same one, just done up in with that kind of color blue. So, and you can remove it if I can take it off. Well, now that I say you can, yeah, you can remove it. So it's just like every other matrix, and you can store the matrix on this cannon mode. There is a tab, focus, right here, and a slot right here. You just bring it down and tab it in, and it tabs into his cannon mode. So yeah, there's that. I think that's about it for cannon mode, so let's get down to transformation. I do really like his transformation. I think it's very clever. So first you just want to remove the cannon and remove this piece and tab them together. So now you have that all done. Now you want to come to the legs here, bring this section all the way down, flip this up, flip that section up, and bring up the feet, and there you go. You got that all done. You want to come up here, untab these sections on the shoulder pads, then you want to untab the arm sections from down here and free up the arms. Now you want to take this back section here and kind of pop it up, which I guess the best way to do it is I kind of grab here, grab the legs here, and pull down. So then you want to figure out what the best way to do this is. Bring the legs down a little bit, and you want to pop this panel, bring this up, take this back section, flip that up like so, bring this down. Now you want to take this section, now this slit, or this, not slit, tab right here will tab into this little port. So you want to bring this around, but before you do that, you want to open up this section right here, which can be a little bit of a pain. Yeah, open that up, and you can flip out his head, and then you can take this tab and tab it in right in there, and you can finish flipping out the head and close off this section like so. And then there's a post right here that'll go into the port right there, and that will finish off his torso and back. There we go. Now for the little arms, actually I'll do the legs first. You want to split the legs, rotate them, take this purple section, untab it, bring it back, and then this tab right here will go into a slot right there. And you have a leg all done, and we'll do the same thing on this side, bring it around, and tab it in. So, got the legs all done. I guess you want to bring down the side skirts. As far as the arms go, there's a tab here that'll plug in there, and then a tab here that'll plug in there. So you just accordion the arm up and tab it all in. Same thing on this side, tab it all in. Then you want to take this section, bring the treads back, bring this up, and this tab right here will go into the port right there. And it will lock that all in place. You then untab his arm, bring the fist out, and you got an arm all done. And you just want to do the same thing, bring that up, tab that in, bring the arm down, flip out the hand, and the last thing is you want to take these sections and flip them out, and they'll be his heel spurs. And that is about it. There is Kingdom Galvatron in his robot mode. But of course, he is missing one component. The fusion cannon. So you just take that and you just plug it into the post right here, or you can plug it in down here, but you're supposed to plug it in up here, and I think it looks better up there. So there is Kingdom Galvatron in his robot mode, and there's two things I want to talk about first. His shoulders and the paint. I did fix his shoulders. They did come misassembled, like this, which, if you can't tell, I'll actually remove this. If you can't tell, that's the difference. This one is sitting higher, more proportionate, whereas when I got him, both shoulders were sitting down lower like this. The way I fixed it is I took a hairdryer and a butter knife. So I took the hairdryer, heated up the plastic, and then once that was heated up, I took his arm and rotated it so that, actually rotated it this way, so that the, oops, I don't want to do that. I don't want to yank his whole arm down. But there's a seam in his bicep here. So I took the butter knife, wedged it in there, and propped it open, and it's easier, way easier to do with this seam because the seam obviously splits. And then that takes the pin out, and then once you have the arm out, you want to take this section, the shoulder section here, and it's supposed to be looking like this with a flat part on top or the smooth part on top, and it's gonna make that port in there raise up a little bit instead of having this. So that is how I fixed the shoulders. I'm sure there's an easier way, but that's how I did it, and I thought it was pretty easy. And two, before I planned to review this guy, well, actually, let me rephrase that. I never planned on reviewing this guy. Well, I did, but not as soon as I did. But I just went ahead and I removed the battle damage. As you can see on his arms and on his chest, there's no battle damage. All I did was take a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol, and I removed it. Now, personally, I think... Oops, my bad. Let me fix that. Good job, you dum-dum. Now, personally, I think he looks a lot better without the battle damage. When I first started seeing pictures of this guy, I was really bothered by the battle damage just because it kind of... It just didn't fit, you know? I don't know if that's just me, but it didn't feel like it fit, and I just wanted a clean Galvatron. So I went ahead and removed it, and I think he looks a lot better. But again, that's just me. But as far as those two things go, I think he looks really good. I think he looks pretty dang good. I love the red here and on his knee. The purple plastic looks really good. Overall, I think it's a very solid design. That head sculpt, a pretty solid head sculpt. And overall, very clean transformation too. Of course, you have the treads on the back, but that's just Galvatron. You can't really change it. You ain't gonna fix it. I don't really care, so yeah. And obviously, very clean backpack. Very much appreciated. So, but yeah, overall, I think he looks really good. So as far as accessories go, of course, you can have him holding either gun, or you can smack them together and hold the one gun. But, of course, that's not what we're here for. We're here for the Matrix. So you just slide it over his head, and he wears the chain like so. And that looks pretty cool. I will admit, I'm glad they added this in. I think that's a very nice addition to him. So, let's take that off. So as far as robot mode goes, I believe that's about it. So I will bring in some comparisons. Let me raise that up a little bit. So for comparison, I have Studio Series 86 Hot Rod here. And I think, oops, come on. I think Hot Rod is a little too short. But from what I understand, Kingdom Rodimus is going to fix that just fine because he's taller. But I mean, I still think they look really good together, so that's nice. Here we have Earthrise Optimus Prime right there, and I think they look good together. Galvatron slightly taller, but hey, I don't mind that at all. And here we have Leader Class Kingdom Ultra Magnus, and I think they look really good together. I can't wait to start posing these guys next to each other. So, like I said, I think they look really good together. And, of course, what is Galvatron without his partners in crime? So here we have Cyclonus, and here we have the Studio Series 86 Scourge. And I think that they all look really, really great together. I honestly never thought that we would see something like this in a mainline, style of figures. So this makes me very happy. I think, like I said, I really do think they look awesome together. So very, very, very happy. Let's get these two out of the way. So I believe that's about it for Kingdom Galvatron. As far as my final thoughts on the figure, besides the shoulder issues, because that's kind of a big problem, I think he's an amazing figure. I think the accessories are solid. I mean, again, I don't really care for these, but it's kind of cool, I guess, to have something that reminisces the ship. You could put those with the HasLab Unicron, so I guess that's kind of cool. But I think the design is overall just solid. He looks very good. He feels very good, too. He doesn't feel flimsy. He feels very, very, like, a very solid figure. So I'm very, very happy about that he's not loose or anything like that. So that is really, really nice. Just overall, I think he's really good. And I actually did forget to cover one thing. I forgot to cover his articulation. So we might as well get into that before I end the video. The head, I believe, is on a ball joint. So you can look full. You can do a full 360. Arms can go full 360. Get outward movement. You get a bicep swivel, but you have to unpeg that. Get double jointed elbows, you get a wrist swivel, you get a waist swivel, legs can go forward, they can go back, they can go out, you get a thigh swivel, knee swivel, and a decent amount of ankle pivot. I totally forgot to mention the articulation. I definitely almost forgot. Wow. But as far as getting him into like a shooting pose, I think he looks absolutely amazing when you get him into a shooting pose. I don't know. That looks just amazing in my opinion. So, like I said, final thoughts, I think he looks great. I definitely recommend picking him up, especially if you have Scourge and Cyclonus, or just want to have, like a really good Galvatron. Obviously you guys already know, this is like 100 times better than the Titans Return Galvatron that came out a couple years ago. So, that's about it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.